Good morning, it's Evil Landlord here. I don't know if you see the mulch in the back. I got red mulch, cherry mulch. I'm going to be weeding. I have this weed tool that I just bought. I've never used before. It's called an action hoe. And it's supposed to be able to go under the mulch and pull out the weeds, yet not disrupt the mulch too much. So then a little bit of mulch added on should be really nice. I didn't take before pictures, and I already did some of the weeding by hand, but it still looks like shit. So maybe I can take some pictures of that and then do this job and then show you the after. I planted a lot of grass before, which I think you guys have seen, and most of it burned while I was in Italy. But this is the life of Evil Landlord. Like, I got to spend 2 weeks in Italy, 1 week in South Florida, come back 3 weeks later, and basically everything's in good shape. The Airbnb had been pumping away the whole time, booked the entire time. So the Jacksonville Airbnb, I actually blocked off our South Florida Airbnb so that we could use it, and we stayed there. So that's one thing. It seems that the winter time is really good for the Delray Beach Airbnb. They're very seasonal, and the summertime is very good for the Jacksonville Airbnb. The one caveat is the Jacksonville Airbnb has the higher monthlies because I got the 8% interest rate on it. But luckily I bought it pretty good, and it does cash flow pretty good. So we're covered, but it's definitely, when that's in the low season, that's going to make me nervous. It's basically like one Airbnb is going to be paying for the other one when it's out of season a little bit. But anyway, right now the Delray one is not making as much money, but luckily I have such low expenses there that it really doesn't make a shit bit of difference. I can always afford the mortgage payment, so it's really easy. And luckily we're making enough to cover. But even if we weren't, I'd be able to afford just out of pocket because it's a very inexpensive mortgage. I got it at a 4.6 interest rate, which at the time I was furious. I felt like it was so high, and now it feels so low. Just my monthlies are so low, and the place is worth so much money. I've doubled my equity position easily, probably more than that. I've probably tripled my equity position. So that's a real plus. If you want to know the numbers, just ask me. I'm happy to break it down for you, but that's not what this video is about. What this video is about is that I'm basically the pool boy, the landscaper, and the concierge. Because I'm around, I get to meet the guests and kind of get a feel for what's going on. And we keep getting 5-star reviews, and I think this is a really good business model. I'm very hands-on, and I'm able to make sure the experience is really good. And not just me, my wife right now is cleaning drawers, and we're trying to get that tip-top, clean, squeaky clean kitchen. Because we think that's a big part of the luxury feel. You've got a nice cottage with a swimming pool, and it's a wonderful pool house, walking distance to the beach. It's fantastic, but having a squeaky clean kitchen and awesome coffee bar and stuff, it also really matters. We have games and stuff, so it's all starting to really come together to be an awesome product. And kind of dividing and conquering. I got the lawn going. The lawn was a piece of crap in the beginning. The lawn's awesome now, minus some burnt spots, which I think in a week or two will go away. I don't think it's a big deal. I looked around my neighbors' yards. A lot of my neighbors have burnt spots, so apparently there was a pretty big drought while we were gone. But now it's going to be watered regularly, and it should be in good shape. So basically no harm, no foul here. But what I wanted to show you is I've got the mulch and stuff, and I'm on the way to pick up my kids, take them to lunch, and then do the work. So it's a pretty cool lifestyle. It's I get to do pretty much whatever the fuck I want. Obviously I have to make sure that things are done and that everything is tip top for the guests, but I can do that at my own pace. I played tennis early this morning. I'm able to fill a lot of stuff in. So it's a pretty cool lifestyle. Being the lawn care and the pool boy is really fun. Oh, and I have a new filter in the back. That's that blue thing right there. That's a filter. They're not cheap. That was $162 for this pool. So the pool definitely costs some money for upkeep, but it's worth it because you've got the having the pool is pretty awesome. I think it's basically worth an extra $100 a night to have a pool. So it's definitely worth it. You're probably renting out for 250 nights. So So an extra $100, it's like you're making an extra $25,000 a year from having a pool. I don't know what it costs to build a pool. I'm not sure building a pool is worth it, but when we bought this Airbnb, we scoured Airbnbs that had 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a pool. That's what we were looking for, because we figured out that's a really nice price point and a really nice nightly fee. So that made a lot of sense. It's actually raining a little bit. And then one more thing is I've been cleaning the bottom of the pool by hand with a steel brush, and that's been really effective. So I just wanted to point that out. That's a really good idea, and you kind of get to know your pool really well. You put on goggles and you can actually see the surface, and just keep the surface super clean. That plus 2 Y-bots that you charge, throw in the water, and they vacuum up all the dirt. Those 2 things, and you've got a really clean pool functioning really well. I got all green lights on the chlorinator, everything going. So I just had to pump up the filter a little bit. So basically, if you have any questions about how to do this, just reach out. You know, whether it's long term or short term. I'm super pumped up about short term right now, even though everybody says it's a mess. I think it's great. Like I said, I think being in hospitality before maybe helps me because I understand customer service, but I'm happy to explain all that to you and, you know, make it easy on you. But also happy to explain multifamily and long-term investment as well. Long-term renters. You know, I still have a lot of long-term renters, so, and you know, they're also pretty good. That's the deal. Reach out. I'm happy to help you. The second thing is that I'm trying to sell Daytona. Daytona is just such a pain in the butt, always between the magistrate and extra monies that they want, and then now you have our agent is a kind of prissy guy. He's cool, but he's a millennial. He won't admit he's wrong. He made a typo on a contract. He's turning it into like a 10 grand problem as opposed to just calling and solving it. Like I can't believe how these guys won't get on the phone and call. I'm not going to say the agent's name because he's a nice guy. I don't want to fuck his business up. I don't think he means any harm. I just think he's a little bit of a rookie, a little wet behind the ears. But, you know, it happens with the guys under me too, the younger guys under me. Like they're not willing to get on the phone to say, how much money do you make? Or, you know, in this case, it's an issue where he wrote the wrong amount of windows. Instead of going, hey, I made a typo, I think I goofed, can we fix this? Instead, he's scared to say I made a mistake or I'm sorry. So instead, he's just going to the buyer, and the buyer's going, well, we want a credit for all the windows. It's $10,000 credit. Like, so stupid. Just say you made a mistake. Say, yeah, we'll give you $1,000 because we made a typo. But it's not. The buyer wants $10,000 to fix windows that are perfectly good. Like, this doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like just not the spirit of a negotiation, and that's where I think the younger guys are weak. They're not comfortable negotiating, and they're not comfortable just getting on the phone and going, hey, I fucked up, what do we do here? You know, because I've made this mistake as an agent where I made a mistake and I just get on the phone, I think I goofed. Like, is that such a hard? I used to use that. This is a really funny side story. When I was doing a lot of online sales for FBA, for Fulfillment by Amazon, I used to use that expression all the time. What I would do is if I hadn't gotten a review or gotten a response from a customer, I would send an email with the headline was, did I goof? And that was really effective with people. Like, did I goof? Is there some reason why we didn't get a 5-star review or a review at all? Is there something, were we late with delivery? Were we, and I'd ask some very easy questions. Did it come on time? People say yes. I didn't even handle that. Amazon handled that. Did it come on time? Was it what you ordered? I just try to get some yeses out of them. And then I would ask, was it up to your liking and blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes I would get negativity out of them. And that's why I didn't leave a review. Or sometimes they'd be like, oh, no, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, let me jump in. And I would kind of pump it. And I would have this thing on the wall that I called red, which was review every day. So what that meant is I was creating reviews every day, because when you get reviews, and this is true for Airbnb, the same way it's true for selling products on Amazon, the same way I'm sure it's true on Shopify and other sites. When you get reviews, the algorithm pumps your visibility because it assumes that people like you. And when it pumps your visibility, you get new clients. If you deliver, you get new reviews. So it's this self-fulfilling prophecy where you get more reviews, you get more publicity, you get more clients, you get more reviews, you get more publicity, you get more clients, you get more reviews, and on and on and on. So that is a really smart thing to do. So the logic of just going to somebody and saying, did I goof, it's just so humble. Like, very rarely will a person go, yeah, you fucked up, you know, like, I mean, and sometimes they will, but mostly people will be like, no, blah, 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 blah. Or in a case where you did make an obvious blunder, the person will go like, yeah, but let's work on it. Like, they won't try to, it's weird. When you admit that you've made a mistake or that you've possibly made a mistake, people are much nicer to you. When you're defensive, people attack. So that's where this, you know, young agent made a mistake, is he got defensive, and that caused the buyer, who, I mean, might be an asshole, I don't know, I haven't really spoken to them, but he made the buyer aggressive and the buyer's agent aggressive, and I think that's pretty stupid, basically. So what I did is I said, you know, negotiate it because it's coming out of your commission. Not really because I want to punish his commission, I actually don't, but just to put it in perspective, you know, you can't just say, oh, my sellers will pay an extra $10,000. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, think of it as if it's your own money. Now you'll negotiate. You know, I'm just trying to force him to eat that frog, so to speak. I don't know if you've read that book. Eat That Frog is a great book. It kind of tells you how to do the hard work first, work that makes you uncomfortable. In other words, if you have to eat a frog today, what's the best way to do it? You eat it first thing in the morning. You just get to it and get over with it. And I do that all the time. Like, when I have to have a hard conversation with, you know, clients and stuff, I just dial. I don't try to think what I'm going to say, because once I start thinking it through, I start freaking myself out. I start actually talking myself out of calling. So I don't do that. I just dial, and then I say, hey, what do you want to do? You know, and I think people respect me for that, because I just come you know, clean and direct. You know, and I include people in the problem solving, and I'm happy to try to solve problems. I'm not a pussy that way at all. You know, I've been in this business of property management for a long time, and it's basically all problem solving. You know, so I try to apply it, but I try to open it up for other people, because other people have really good ideas sometimes. You know, so why mess around? Just dial and get it over with. And this is good for cold calling as well. Like, just dial is really the trick. You know, just get on the phone. Some people are nice. Some people are dicks too, and they were going to be a dick whether you were awesome, whether you hesitated, didn't hesitate, were awesome or terrible. They were just going to be a dick. So you can't take that personally either. That's on them. So just dial. Try to be accountable. Try to say, did I goof? These are really good little bits of business acumen that are really easy to get right. So I'm just trying to pass that off. But anyway, all of that is to say that Daytona just continues to be a big pain in the ass. But we had 5 properties. We have 4 left. 2 are in contract. How good these contracts go remains to be seen, but that would leave us with only 2 more, which would be awesome if we can get those in contract as well. Get them all sold, put this in the rearview mirror, make a little bit of money, and take a massive weight off my shoulders and make my life a lot easier. So I'm really excited about that, and wish me luck, and I'll check in and tell you how it goes.